This conference will now be recorded.
All right. So we were working on the installation of Splunk using Linux process. Okay. So how do you do that? So first of all, basically there are some of the standard steps that you have to follow in the process of Splunk installation using Linux. Okay, so there are basically three methods that you can talk about when it comes to Splunk installation, right? One is Windows, second would be Linux, third is Mac OS, right? However, Mac OS is a very rare used process. Unless there is a requirement, you don't go into Mac OS. Majority and maximum of the organizations we work with, we have Splunk Windows process, and we also have Splunk Linux process. Okay. Now, however, we know already the process of installation of Splunk using Windows. We have done it already. Now, there are some of the standard steps that you have to follow as far as the Splunk installation is concerned. Like, this is for the Linux process. So, see here, this is quite important because this can be expected in your interviews, and you can also expect these steps in wherever you are giving any kind of a certification or for anything. This process is important because you might get questions asking the process, what is the command that you can give to accept a license, and which folder do you do this process and everything. Okay, so for that, let me give you the steps first, and then we will go into it, right? uh, Splunk installation using Windows, sorry, using Linux, right? What are the steps now? First step, what we have to do is, okay, first step what you have to do is, you need to take the server SSH ID, you can call it as. Okay, so how do you take that? Basically, right, we have three servers. For example, you take a indexer server. I will also mention that first of all you should take three servers. Okay, they are IDX, okay, uh, indexer server, subset server, and deployment server. We take it. Okay, now these servers we log in first using backend, that is Linux. Okay, we install them in backend, and then once you done it, once you are done with the installation, you will be able to log in to front end as well. How do we do that? Each and every step we will try and understand. Now, this is the first step, right? What we do is, after that, once you log into a you know once you log into these servers from backend, okay, so you go to your AWS in this case. But normally in your real-time projects, you will have the server link will be given to you, you use the link. But here, since we do not have the real-time servers, we will take the help of AWS, and we already have servers created in AWS, nothing but instances called as servers. Okay, so we take that server SSH ID, we call it as, and we take it into our indexer machine and start the process. Okay, so take the second step, take the SSH ID, we call it as, from AWS server. Okay, this is what it is. Now the third step is, okay, once you took that SSH ID and hit on enter, okay, you go to a next process where you need to unzip the file. Okay, for that first what you will do, you go to splunk.com. Okay, go to splunk.com. This is the third step. Basically, go to splunk.com. Okay, right, when you log into your account, you will see Windows, Linux, and everything, and select Linux, and in Linux, okay, in Linux, download any of the file, any of the file. Okay, like a tgz file or anything. Like, let me just show you that as well. This is what I'm talking about. Anyway, each and every step I will also show you practically. So this is what you have to do is go to splunk.com. Okay, log into your account, free Splunk. Okay, where you have your account, you need to log into it. Okay, just, I'm sorry, I clicked on sign in. You can go to login because you already have account, right? So you go to login, and once you go to login, you have to, there you go, log into your Splunk account. Okay, you log into your Splunk account. Once you log into your Splunk account, you have to go to installation, which is Linux process. All right, so this is where you are now, and again click on free Splunk. This is the each and every step. These are the each and every steps that we will be following. Now click on free Splunk here. There you go. You see Splunk Cloud Platform, and you also see Splunk Enterprise. We go with Splunk Enterprise. Click on free trial of Splunk Enterprise. Here you are. Both whatever the latest version in the market, you will see it here. Okay, and now this is the Windows and this is a Linux. Okay, so we go with Linux in this scenario because we are doing for Linux. This is what I am talking about. You go with any of the file and click on download. Okay, either it could be .tgz file or rpm or deb, any one of the file you can go with. But however, um, you have to unzip the file.
Please,
Okay,
what's your page? We don't see the screen.
okay, let me reshare it again. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, you have dropped off, maybe that was gone, dropped and joined again. Yeah,
I think somebody trying. Yeah, it came up. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So how, yeah, this is the process I'm talking about. Now when you go to splunk.com and Linux process, download any of the file. Okay, click on download basically. Okay, click on download, click on download. When you click on download, the next step what you do is you will not continue with the we will not let me write this, we will not go with download. We cancel the download. Okay, we cancel the download and we take the wget link. We take the wget, we call it as wget link. Okay, and we take this link into Linux, into, we take the wget link to our Linux server process. If you remember, for the Windows process, we just click on Windows and we'll continue. But here in Linux process, you don't continue with the download. You will cancel the download. When you cancel the download, on the top right hand side, you will see something called wget link. You copy the wget link and go to your respective server and go with the installation process. Okay. So when you hit on it, file starts unzipping. Okay, when you hit on enter, after you giving that wget link, when you hit on enter, your file starts unzipping. Okay, file will be unzipped. Now what happens is, next process you need to when you hit on enter, file starts extracting basically. For unzipping, you need to go to opt folder. Go to opt folder to unzip the file. Opt folder to unzip the file. unzip the file. This is what very important. Okay, to unzip the file, you go to the command which is used here is tar space hyphen xvzf, tar hyphen xvzf. Okay, this is the command. Here you will unzip the file, and after unzipping the file, can you please go on mute? Yeah, thank you. After after unzipping the file, in the sixth step, what you do is you need to accept the license. To accept the license, you need to go to bin folder. Okay, remember this bin folder. You will accept the license. Accept the you will accept the license. So when you accept the license, what is the command? Like Splunk start hyphen hyphen accept hyphen license. Okay, this is the step. All right, so this is the process basically to install Splunk using Windows process. Okay, sorry, using using Linux. Okay, so these steps we will be doing to install Splunk. Now let me log into my putty, not putty, git bash, right? So git, this is my git bash. And as I already said, you need to practice the Linux command. Okay, unless you practice the Linux commands, it's not easy. All right, so this is my Windows process, and we will log into it, and we will understand the process. How do you work on the installation? Okay, so let me share my screen again with you. Just give me a minute. Okay, I have all my three servers here. So what I'll do is uh can I, what I'll do is I will do it with the, can you see my screen here?
Yeah, I can see your
Yeah,
screen.
yeah. So whatever the steps I have explained now, step by step process, I'm doing it
So
practically
now
now.
it's not recording, right? It's gonna go to the recording.
It is recording. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So let me do it now. Logging in to my machines. N number of servers you can log in at the same time. Okay, so I'm at the moment going with only three servers. Okay, that is indexer, search and deployment server. This is my server SSH ID, and This is important to be a super user because major changes to get applicable in Linux, you need to be a super user, because whenever you are at the initial login, you will be as a normal user. uh, to get the privileges of super user, you need to be a super user with the command sudo su. Now see, I have three servers here. Now here you can identify servers using the IP address. For example, you see here root at the rate IP 172.3.1.10.22, right? So I don't want to see this as IP address. I want to change this IP address and I want to identify with my server name. For that, I need to go to host name. I mean, I need to change the host name basically. Where do I have host name? In etc folder. Go to etc, do ls -lrt. You get all the folders available here. There you go, you have host name. Just take it, go to host name. That means you need to do cat command, cat host name, enter. Now here, edit it. For edit, vi is the command, vi host name. There you go. I will I will remove the IP address and I give my server name, that is indexer. This is the indexer, idx server. Okay, so when you log in next time with this server, you will see the name of that particular server instead of IP address. All right, so this is way. Now let me do the same process in all three servers. Okay, now I'm going to my next server here. I will go to etc and directly change the host name here, vi host name, hit on enter and remove this IP address and give the server name, that is search at sh server. Okay. This is the second server. Just give me a minute, guys. So 1 second. Let me reshare my screen again with you. Okay. Okay. Let me share it again, entire screen. Okay, so we have we were doing it for the installation. This is each and every step that you have to follow. Okay, change the host name first and then you do your process. This is the deployment server. Now I have all three servers. For each of them, name is already changed as per the actual server instead of the IP address. Now I'm doing my actual process. When we do it, you will now identify the servers using the server name itself instead of the IP address. There you go. You see IDX server, right? So now, as per the installation process and the steps that we have discussed some time back, there's one more additional step you have to do. That is, you need to add the user here. Okay, we'll add that also in our list, which I was explaining some time back. So you need to add the user here, and there is one more command also. These two commands also you have to remember: adding user and Splunk -ag. There is another command also you'll give here. See, user mode ag. These two are the commands that you will be adding with the process of installation. Okay, adding the user is really important in the installation process. When you give the user, you should hit on enter and give your username and password here. And one more thing you have to remember, wherever you see the question mark in Linux, you have to allow it. That means give yes, or you can simply give y letter, right? So you can just continue with the process. Same thing we will do in all three servers. Remember, whatever you do in the first server, that is IDX, you do the same thing in the rest of the servers. Okay, so see, I'm doing it in my search at server now. In which server you are in currently, you can see it in the beginning of the server where you logged in, right? So you can identify it. Okay, you can identify it easily here. All right, so let me go to OPT folder. As we discussed, like I had explained you the steps, right? We need to go to OPT folder, but before that you need to check the user here. Just look at the steps that we are working on in all three servers. This is my deployment server. I'm adding the user. After adding the user, you will unzip the file with hyphen called tar-xvz and then accept the license. Always it's really important to be a super user. That is why I'm giving the command called sudo su. Add user Splunk user. Sudo user. Now I will be going to opt folder to unzip the file. What is the command to unzip? tar-xvzf. Let me unzip. Now since I have added the user in all three servers, okay, the next step would be unzipping the file. Okay, now I'm come back to my indexer, that is idx server. In opt folder I'm writing this command to unzip. So let me go to opt folder in all three servers first. Deployment server, such it. Okay, I'm now in opt folder in all my three servers. Now go to splunk.com as I explained you. Okay, go to a browser, go to splunk.com, log into your Splunk account. Okay, once you log into your Splunk account, go to Linux process. Okay, go to Linux package and we take the download. So click on free Splunk. Okay, always remember you go with a 60 days trial version. All right, so here is the Linux and click on any one of the file. However, which in any of the file you take, you need to unzip it actually. So doesn't matter which one you go with. Probably you go with .tgz file and you can click on download, and here remember you will not continue with the download, you will cancel the download. On the right hand side you see wget link. This is the link. Copy this link and go to your Linux. That's what we have discussed in the steps. Put it here, hit on enter. This file I was talking about, unzipping the file, right? This is the file we will be unzipping with command called tar-xvzf. This file basically needs to be extracted, guys. Okay, once it is extracted, what you have to do is you will go to a specific location of OPT which you are already where you are already into OPT, right? So there you need to give your command. So just check this here and zip in all the three servers. OPT. If you want, you can remove, but I don't think here we need to do it. Let's not go with it. Okay. Here you just have to unzip it. I recommend you, that you need to note down these steps. Okay, if you note down these steps, they will really helpful to you. If you remember the steps first, and then you can practice it. After unzipping, you need to go to bin folder. Why bin folder? To accept the license. Simple. There is a specific command to accept the license. Splunk start space hyphen hyphen accept hyphen license. Let's accept the license. You need to give your admin credentials here, and you can accept the license. When you see 8000 is available, that means Splunk is installed. Now go to your front end, maybe just go to any of the browser and take this IP address and give colon 8000. Why I'm giving colon 8000? Because 8000 is a Splunk web port number. This is your indexer server. Okay, see, you have indexer front end and you have an indexer back end. Okay, so your indexer is logged in, installed basically. That is the indexer server. Okay, so remember guys, indexer forwarder, whatever it is, you will see the Splunk page basically. Okay, looking at the IP address, you will differentiate it. Okay, because in your environment, IP addresses you will have, or IP address for indexer is different, search head IP address is different. Okay, like that you will be able to identify. Now here, if you want to stop the server, you can actually do it from here. You can just click stop, start, and you want to terminate. It's all you're accessible now. I mean, it's all accessible for you based on your requirement. You can go for it. All right, so IP address, after installation you will take it here, which is a public IP address, and go to your browser, take the IP address there, and give the 8000 colon 8000, which is the web port number, right? So that is how you install. Now here, instance is nothing but server. Okay, stop instance, start instance, reboot, whatever. Okay, if you can just select this instance, that means if you can just select the server, you can do the action, you can perform the action whichever you want, basically. All right, so this is my indexer, where if you want, you can edit the name as well. Okay, so it's all up to you. Now this is where your backend comes in into picture, and there's one command you have to remember, that is boot start command, because when server goes down, Splunk will also go down. Okay, remember this. When server goes down, Splunk will also go down. To start Splunk along with server. Okay, if server comes up, right, Splunk will not start unless you give this command. Okay, to start Splunk along with server, you give boot start command. Now do it quickly in the other two servers also in bin folder. Let me accept the license. Splunk starts accept hyphen license. Okay, these are my other servers, and you can go to deployment server also. Here, accept the license. Start accept license. Splunk is available. Give the boot start command to start Splunk along with server. Now this is done. Take the public IP address, go to a browser and paste it here. Give 8000 as a web port number, colon 8000, and this is your server. So guys, this is how we work on Splunk installation process. All right, so this is how we work on Splunk installation process using Linux commands, right? So just you just have to make sure follow each and every step carefully, and you also need to give the commands respectively, so that you know understand the process. And you can also take some more servers on the another on another location also, like this. Okay, You have all the locations in your AWS. Why they have given locations? Because sometimes you will be working from one location where you have servers at client location will be different, right? So that's why. Maybe let's take some more servers in the client location this time. So what we do is just actually see here, one moment. So whatever we were discussing, right? uh, See, these are the steps. Okay, so these are the steps. First you go to Linux download, and we will go into download and cancel the download. And here at one point of time you need to add the user as well. Just you can um, add one point here, add user Splunk user. Okay, add user Splunk user, and then the rest all the same thing that you'll be following. And make sure you will be you should be a super user. Okay, not a normal user, should be a super user. Once you become a super user, you need to give this command, and step by step, like after opt you'll be coming into bin folder to accept the license. And after you do all the steps, you need to give boot start command. Give boot start command. This is the interview question. Give boot start command to start Splunk along with server. Along with, this is important. To give boot start command to start Splunk along with server, because as I said, when server goes down, Splunk will also go down. To start Splunk along with server, you'll give boot start command. Okay, these are the steps which are really important, and you need to make sure we follow each and every step exactly for the Splunk installation. Now, in next, I mean, as next thing, what we do is, as I said, we will take some of the servers in another location. Okay, for example, you're in California. Okay, we will take servers in some other DC, Washington DC, right? So that means you're at one location, your client sits at another location, maybe out of US as well, Europe, Australia, anywhere, right? If the client sits another location, how do we work on it? How do you connect those servers with the client location? Okay, we will try and understand in the next session, right? That's all for today. So please have some time to practice these commands, practice the process of Splunk installation using Linux, and we will meet in the next session.
all right. Thanks so much.
Right. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'll send this recording to you today. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.